I don't have time for this. There is a giant project going on in the backyard at the moment. But I think I need to rearrange my studio. And let me tell you why. This room is trying to do a lot of things. It is my studio, absolutely. I always introduce it as my studio. Studio, see? But it is also my closet. And it's also a cat bathroom. That's the unglamorous side of this place. Yeah, this room is trying to do a lot of things. And as a result, I've just got stuff everywhere. And I've done lots of various things to try to create little spaces for the various activities that I'm trying to do or that my cat is trying to do. And this was working for a while, but it's gotten out of control and I think I can do better. At the very least, I can get rid of my shame corner, which is just holding all of the mending and scrap fabric stuff that I say to myself, oh, I'm gonna do something with that. I can deal with that at least, and maybe at the very least, maybe scoot my desk down a little bit to give this new piece of furniture thing that I brought in a little bit more breathing room so it's not right up against the door. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll move this, what is it called? It's called a mirror. This mirror to over here, and maybe that thingy can move over here. I'm not sure. I'm thinking it needs some change. I don't know if this is me procrastinating working outside because I'm tired or what, but yeah, that's what we're gonna do today, I think. So yeah, let's redo this studio. Okay, I have 8 blazers. I just counted. I'm going through them. I don't think I need 8 blazers, but I love them. So I don't know what to do about that. Okay, so I have absolutely gotten distracted from my original mission, but I'm currently having a competition with myself to find the most unhinged thing in my wardrobe, and I think that I found it. This dress is insane. I got this at an estate sale. I even remember like trying it on like over my clothes at the sale, and people were like, oh my god, you should get it, that looks so good, and I was saying things like, I don't know where I would wear it, this doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense for me. But they're like, you should wear it grocery shopping. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I will wear this grocery shopping. I have not worn it grocery shopping. This I think is the first time I've worn it since I got it. I do love it. It's crazy looking. It's not crazy looking. It's just a crazy thing to have considering my lifestyle. I'm so distracted. Okay. I gotta get back to work. I just have cardboard in here. I know that I thought to myself, there's a craft. There's a craft here. And you know what, I'm keeping it because maybe there is a craft there, okay? Maybe. More cardboard. I know what I was gonna do with this. I saw like these really cool weaving things that people were doing by like notching out and then putting their yarn and then weaving. I'm still gonna do that. I'm gonna do that at some point. I think it would be really fun. I could make like some placemats with all of my scrap fabric. Someday. Not today. This is gonna be very heavy to move, but we're gonna try. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna give it the old college try. I might have to take a few drawers out. Let me try. Okay. 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 Nice. I don't know how much of that was caught on camera. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Let's put these back. Okay, so this corner is looking really good. You know, like minus a few things I need to like straighten a little bit, but I mean, night and day, right? The rest of it, it's still awful, and it's been hours since I started, so just gotta keep cracking. Pretty dusty. Got it. Can you see me? See me. Maybe if I block the light so I'm not so backlit. All right. Moving the furniture was tough. I probably should have called for help, but I didn't want to. Up next, I'm going to dust the ever-living crap out of this thing and any other surfaces that I find that look too mangy to stay as they are. Okay, so it's been dusted and I zhuzhed some things around to sort of hide the clutter. Now we're going to do the thing that I have legitimately been dreading this entire time, and that is to take a peek into the shame corner. Not excited, but it is what it is. Okay, this is my shame corner. As you can see, it's a pile of stuff that I've just sort of hidden from myself. It's really time for me to really look at all of this stuff, see what I'm going to keep, what I'm not going to keep. So let's go through it. I was planning to hem these pants, and I do think that the new hem that I was doing was quite a bit better. But I just never finished this. And now I'm realizing where all my pins went to. Oh, and another, here's one of my needles. Okay. Oh, this is a bag I started to make. Oh, this is a sock that my mom made me, and they've got a hole in them, so I was gonna try and darn it. I haven't done that yet. So I knew that this was gonna be Jessica's greatest hits of stuff she hasn't done yet. And I knew it wasn't gonna feel very good. It's just like my collection of failures. I kind of hate this about myself. I'll get started on a project and have every intention of finishing it and just never get to it. I've done this with so many things, like paintings. I'll get started. If it takes too long for me to complete, I get distracted and I start doing something else, and then I forget about the thing, and it's not until like months later when I find it again and I've kind of forgotten what I was doing anyway. I don't like that about myself. I think it's one of the reasons why collage speaks to me so much. Doesn't mean I don't want to do these other things, it's just if it can't be done in an afternoon, it might not get done. Oh, this. I love this. I love this skirt. What do I need to do with it? It's a mess. Ruler. Okay, so I'm going to vacuum in this gross corner. The problem is I do like having my little hidden corner. It's probably not that good of a practice because I clearly forget about things in there, but that is a problem for me to sort out another day.
A little different than all the rest.
Okay, so there's like this much space between my box of scraps and my desk, and it doesn't seem like a lot, but that much space in this room I think can make a fairly big difference. So I really want to scoot this, but it's so heavy, so I might need to get help. Alright, to be perfectly honest, I have not been great about keeping my paper scraps and cutouts organized. So while I was at Goodwill, I picked up this accordion paper organizer. I genuinely have no idea if this is going to help in the long run, but it was fun to go through my piles and try to sort things out. I settled on sorting my papers in general categories. I've got it separated by scraps, backgrounds with people, nature, and typography. I'm sure that I'll find new ways to organize this thing in the future, but for now, I figured I'd see how these categories work. All right, are you ready to see the reveal? So welcome to my freshly organized and decluttered studio. As I mentioned at the beginning, this space is multifunctional, and I think that that's how it is for most people. Unless you're like, I guess, a famous artist or you've got tons of money and a mansion, most people are using spaces that have to be more than one thing. So bear with me as I talk through some things that maybe not exactly studio related, but it all connects. The first thing I did was move this chest of drawers. It was just a couple of inches, but the reason that's important is because when I'm in the studio, I don't want to feel like my clothes section is encroaching on my studio section. So it's a small thing, but I think it makes a big difference. I also moved this locker, which had been where the mirror is now, over here. It's filled with accessories. Again, it's one of those things where moving it closer to the closet Moving a bit closer to the closet helps it feel more contained. The great thing about moving the locker over here and switching it with the mirror means that now the mirror can bounce light. And that is so important for this space because light is a bit of a problem in here. So that kind of concludes that area. It wasn't exactly studio related, but because all these spaces are connected, it was necessary. The next thing I did was spin this locker. All right, so this thing holds a lot of my craft items. It has sewing patterns, it has books. The drawers are kind of a hodgepodge of stuff, to be honest. We've got beeswax, there's moss. I don't know what I was gonna do with this. Mini canvases, sandpaper, paper, regular paper, sewing material. I've got a lot of sewing stuff. And then in here, I keep my filming equipment and, oh, there's air dry clay in there. Nice. And some like painting smocks and stuff. Very useful, very great. Love this thing. It's not pretty though. So one of the things that I think was really helpful in spinning it around was to kind of break up this large dark monolith look. And having the bookshelves more visible makes it so that, I don't know, it just looks a little homier, a little cozier, not so corporate. The very best thing about what I did over here was to go through my shame corner, and that was really hard. However, I went through everything and it gave me a little space. And that little amount of space is really important in a room like this, where it's trying to do a lot of things. So I was able to scoot my desk down, which was great because that gave me a little bit more room for the bookshelf that I picked up a couple weeks ago. That bookshelf is quite wide, and I had it kind of against the wall because I didn't like the way that it was sort of encroaching on the door. But now, with that little extra space, everything moved down, which meant I could move the desk so its backside was against the desk side, if that makes sense. All of these little changes allowed me to take my giant paper cutter, which had been previously sitting on top of my desk, onto the bookshelf. The giant paper cutter is an amazing tool. I love it so much, but it's not often used. Moving the paper cutter off of my desk opens up a lot more space for me to create art. It also is just a lot less visually impactful. That has been a really great change. Again, it's small things, but in a room like this, it makes a big difference. Okay. I think that is everything. Okay, bye. See ya. Bye.